Be honest, how many times have you crushed chest day, thrown in a couple of lazy sets of lateral raises, and told yourself you're training shoulders? Or maybe you've gone heavy on presses, thinking more weight equals more growth, only to look in the mirror and see shoulders that still look flat from the front and narrow from the side. It's frustrating, right? Because big, broad shoulders aren't just about looking good in the gym, they're what make your whole frame look powerful, athletic, and confident in everyday life. The truth is, most people train their shoulders wrong, and that's why their results never match their effort. But don't worry, this video is going to change that. And before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss the workouts and tips that will actually transform your body. Here's the truth. You're probably neglecting one critical part of the shoulder muscle, the very head that makes the most dramatic difference in how wide, round, and powerful your upper body looks. Think about this. Whenever we train chest, whether that's through bench pressing, incline pressing, or any pressing variation, we're already hitting part of the shoulder, but mostly the anterior deltoid, also known as the front head. That's fine, but it's not enough. Because the real secret to achieving that eye-catching, three-dimensional boulder shoulder look comes from developing the side and rear delts. Those are the muscles that create depth, width, and that capped-off shape that stands out whether you're rocking a fitted t-shirt or going shirtless at the beach. Out of those two, the rear delt is hands down the most neglected muscle for the majority of lifters. Why? Because it's not glamorous. It's harder to feel working. It doesn't give you that immediate pump or fullness like your front or side delts do. But make no mistake, skipping rear delt work isn't just costing you size and aesthetics. It's also throwing off your posture, compromising shoulder health, and wrecking muscular balance. And here's the bigger picture. Broad, rounded shoulders don't just improve your physique. They visually slim down your waistline, fix your posture, and give you that strong, confident, commanding presence that instantly makes you look more athletic. That's why in this video, I'm cutting through all the noise and showing you just two highly effective exercises. Together, they cover the exact areas of the shoulder you've been missing, the side delts and the rear delts. No gimmicks, no wasted time on fluff movements, just the essentials that'll make your shoulders stand out. Exercise number 1, lateral raises, the side delt builder you need to master. When it comes to building broad, round, superhero-worthy shoulders, lateral raises are the #1 tool in your arsenal. If your goal is to carve out that signature width, this is the exercise that does it. Now, you've probably seen a ton of debate about the best version of lateral raises. Some lifters swear by the seated version, others prefer standing, and some like to mix things up with incline lateral raises. But here's the truth. None of them are inherently wrong, and none of them are universally superior. What really matters isn't your body's position, it's the quality of the tension placed on your side delts and how well you can sustain that tension through every single rep. Tension beats everything. Here's the biggest mistake lifters make. They think lateral raises are about moving dumbbells from point A to point B. That couldn't be further from the truth. The side delts grow when you keep them under constant mechanical tension, especially during the mid and top range of the movement. That's why on this exercise, form and muscle connection will always beat raw strength. So instead of asking, should I do these seated or standing? The real question is, can I feel my side delts doing all of the work and nothing else? If your traps are jumping in or if you're swinging the weights up with momentum, you're completely missing the point. Why lightweight is actually the smart weight. Unlike heavy compound lifts such as squats or deadlifts, lateral raises aren't about chasing strength PRs. This movement isn't designed for ego lifting. It's about precision, isolation, and execution. If you go too heavy, you'll almost always end up swinging the dumbbells, letting your traps and momentum take over, which completely removes tension from the side delts. But when you pick light to moderate weight, everything changes. Suddenly, you can lock in on form, feel the side delts engage from the very first rep, and keep them burning through the entire set. That's why you'll often see experienced lifters grabbing 10 to 20-pound dumbbells and absolutely torching their shoulders, while beginners or ego lifters are jerking 40s and getting almost no growth. How to maximize tension and results. Here are the key cues you should ingrain into your form every time you pick up the dumbbells. Lead with your elbows. Don't think about lifting with your hands. Imagine your elbows rising outward and upward, driving the movement. Pause at the top. Even a half-second hold can multiply tension dramatically. Control the lowering phase. Don't let gravity take over. Take 2 to 3 seconds to lower the weight. That eccentric control is where real growth happens. A slight forward lean, a small hinge of the hips helps keep tension locked on the delts and reduces trap involvement. Leaning slightly forward during lateral raises not only minimizes trap involvement, but also keeps the tension locked firmly on the side delts where it belongs. From there, it's up to you to choose the variation that feels most effective for your body. Seated lateral raises are fantastic for preventing momentum and cheating, making them the go-to choice for beginners or anyone looking to keep things strict and controlled. Standing raises feel more natural, but the trade-off is that they make it easier to cheat with body swing if you're not careful. Incline lateral raises, on the other hand, add a unique stretch and change the angle of resistance, making them an excellent option for variety, especially as a finishing movement or a secondary variation once the delts are already fatigued. No matter which version you decide to use, the mission stays the same. Focus on the option where you can feel the most direct tension in your side delts and keep it there throughout the entire set. While lateral raises are the sculpting tool that shape your shoulders, the shoulder press is the powerhouse builder that gives them raw mass and thickness. Think of it as the squat of shoulder training, a foundational movement that lays the base for strength and size the same way the bench press does for chest. The shoulder press activates all 3 heads of the deltoid, the front, the side, and even the rear, though it primarily hammers the front and side heads. At the same time, it recruits the triceps, traps, and core to stabilize the lift, which makes it one of the most effective compound exercises for upper body development. The beauty of the shoulder press is that it allows you to move serious weight compared to isolation movements, and this capacity for progressive overload is what makes it so essential. Beyond aesthetics, it improves posture, enhances shoulder stability, and develops strength that carries over into daily life, sports, and athletic performance. While you can perform the press with barbells, machines, or kettlebells, dumbbells often stand out as the most joint-friendly and versatile option. They let each arm work independently, reduce strength imbalances, and allow for a more natural range of motion that minimizes stress on the joints. To set up for the dumbbell press, sit firmly on a bench with back support, plant your feet flat on the ground, and hold the dumbbells at shoulder level with your palms facing forward or slightly inward depending on what feels best for your shoulders. Keep your core braced and spine neutral, allowing only a slight natural arch in the lower back. As you begin the movement, press the dumbbells upward in a smooth arc until they're directly above your head, stopping just short of smashing them together. Extend your arms fully, but avoid locking out harshly at the top. From there, lower the weights slowly and under control back to shoulder level, resisting gravity all the way down. The upward phase should be strong and steady, about 1 second, while the lowering phase should take 2 to 3 seconds. This eccentric control is where the magic happens, stimulating muscle growth more effectively than rushing through the reps. Your training goal will determine how you program the movement. If hypertrophy is what you're after, aim for 3 to 4 sets in the 8 to 12 rep range. For raw strength, work heavier with 4 to 6 sets of 4 to 6 reps. If endurance and volume were the focus, keep it lighter and push 2 to 3 sets of 15 to 20 reps. Rest periods can vary, but generally 60 to 90 seconds between sets is a sweet spot. Along the way, avoid the common pitfalls that ruin this exercise. Don't let your elbows flare excessively wide as that increases stress on the joints. Don't fall into the trap of going too heavy too quickly, since sacrificing form always means sacrificing growth. Be careful not to lean too far back, which turns the press into more of a chest exercise and puts strain on your lower back. And don't shrug the weights upward, which shifts the tension onto the traps instead of keeping it on the delts where it belongs. There are also plenty of variations to keep the movement fresh and adaptable to your goals. The barbell overhead press, whether seated or standing, allows you to push heavier loads, with the standing version adding the extra challenge of core stabilization. Done consistently and with intention, these movements don't just add muscle, they build a frame that radiates confidence, power, and presence, whether you're lifting in the gym, walking into a room, or simply standing tall. That's it for today. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss out on new workouts and tips. Let's keep getting stronger together. See you in the next video.